So now we are going to learn how to slice a tuple in Python. Okay, slicing. So slicing, what is slicing? We already learn in list. We discussed in list. So what is slicing? Yes, if you want to part, we have to part a single part. Partitioning a entire list, it is called as slicing. So if you want to part of a tuple in Python, we are using a slicing operator which is enclosed with a square bracket and separated by colon. Okay, so there are two types of slicings over there: positive indices and negative indices, or positive indexing, negative indexing. So what is positive indexing? We all are familiar with this indexing. So positive indexing start with the left hand side to right hand side, that is 0 to n number of elements. So negative indexes start with the right hand side to left hand side, which is start with -1 until the n. Okay, minus n. So now with the positive indices, how we are slicing a tuple, let me learn. Okay, so when using positive indices, we traverse the list from left, that we already know. So consider the same example percentages, which consists of 3 elements. So now I'm slicing percentages of 2 colon 4 inside the square brackets. So value of 2 to 2 and 3 will be displayed. So 4, which is 4 minus 1, 3, n minus 1th element will be print. Okay, that is the nature of slicing. So here 90 and 89 are the element, which is second and third element, which are printing here. So this prints out items from index 2 to index 3, 4 minus 1 items, third to fourth, right? Let me have another example here. Same percentages inside of square bracket, I am giving not a source value, it's just a colon slicing operator with n value 4. So now it gives 99, 95, 90 and 89. So with if you're not giving any initial value, it automatically takes the first element. Okay, first element present in your corresponding tuple. Okay, so next example, if you are not giving the nth value, what it takes means it prints starting to end value. If you're giving 4, see, consider here percentages of 4 colon alone. Okay, so here start with the fourth element and prints the till the end. Okay, so 93 and 96 are printing here. Okay, so this print out the items from index 4 to the end of the list. So if you are giving the same values, percentages of 2 colon 2, what do you get? Yes, it is an empty tuple, because none of the elements are there inside that tuple. So 2 colon 2. Okay, so now I'm coming to the negative indexing. How to give the negative indexing? Same, it starts with right side to left. Okay, begins traversing from the right. So consider an example, percentages same, colon -2. So here I'm didn't giving any source point, I'm giving -2 as a destination point. So it starts with the right hand side, second value to end value. Okay, so it displays 99, 95, 90 and 89. Okay, so if you giving percentages of -2, the source to destination, you didn't mention anything. So it start with -2 and until the end all the elements will be print. It print out the items from 2 items from the end of the elements, end of the tuple. Okay, so if you are giving percentages of 2 colon -2, it is also prints the 90 and 89, which is the items from index 2 to 2 items from the end. So lastly, when you provide no indices, it prints the whole Python tuple. Okay, If you didn't provide any indices, it prints the entire tuple. What are the entire elements presented in a tuple, it will be displayed. Okay. So next topic is deleting a Python tuple. So how to delete a Python tuple? As we discussed earlier, a Python tuple is immutable, so we can't modify the tuple elements. This is also means that you can't delete just a part of it. You must delete an entire tuple if you may. Okay, so you can, it only possible thing is you can delete the entire tuple, not a particular element. Okay, so consider an example, del percentages of 4. So percentages of 4 indexing, fourth index percentages value will be deleted. Like that I will give here, I give a comment here, but what it shows, trace back most recent call last file phshell line 1 module del percentages of 4 type error cast. Okay, so we can't delete an item in a tuple. Okay, so deleting a single element didn't work. Let's try deleting a slice. So del percentages from 2:4. Let me try using slicing operator how it may works. So del percentages of 2:4, it is also cause an error, type error. Okay, so if you want to delete a tuple, what you have to do, del percentages, like that will, if you give means entire percentages tuple will be, elements will be deleted. As you can see that didn't work either. Now let's try delete an entire tuple, it is possible. Okay, so deleting an entire tuple only possible with Python, not a single element, remember it. See here, if you're giving del percentages, now you're checking percentages, it is not a defined, so the entire tuple is deleted. Okay, so we see that Python tuple has successfully deleted. So now how to reassigning the tuples in Python. A Python tuple is immutable, so let's try changing a value, but before that let's take a new tuple with a list of an item in it. Okay, you can't reassign the values in a tuple after creating it, but you only thing you can do is you have to add some other tuple. You have to create a new tuple with a new variable, and you can able to add the items of previous tuple to the corresponding new tuple. It is only possible with the tuple, but you can't change the element of a same tuple. Okay, you can't work with the editing with the same tuple. So let me have an example, my tuple, which is equal to, in the parenthesis I'm having 1, 2, 3 and a list of items 4, 5. Now let's try changing the list 4, 5. Its index is, which the index is 3, 0, it starts with 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so last index is 3. Let me try. So my tuple of 3, which is equal to 6. So what it happens, trace back again, it causes an type error. Tuple object does not support item assignment. See that it is failed. Now how changing an element from the same list? Let me check it. So now I am assigning my tuple of 3 and 0, which is equal to 6. Okay, so now what it will do, my tuple, the value is changed. The 3, 0 third element will be changed to 6. Yes, my tuple, if you run execute this my tuple 1, 2, 3, and with the list it shows 6, 5, right? So this worked without a flaw. So we can see that while tuples are immutable, a mutable item that it holds may be reassigned by using list. Okay, so now a very good topic, Python tuple functions. So what are the functions available with Python tuples? So len function is there, max function is there, min function is there, sum function is there, any function is there, all function is there, sorted function is there, and tuple function is there. So let me see it in detail. So what that len function, So these functions are already seen in your list. So what is that len? So like a list, a Python tuple is a certain length. The len function returns its length of the particular tuple. Okay, if you're giving a dot len call function, it returns how many elements presented in a corresponding a tuple name a. So it having 4 elements, a 1 2 3 and a 6 5, which returns 4. Len of my tuple is 4, right? It returned 4 not 5 because the list count as 1 only. Okay, so now what is max function? It returns the item from the tuple with the highest value. Okay, maximum value in a tuple. So consider a equal to 3 1 2 5 4 6 as a tuple. So now max of a, so what is the maximum value? Yes, it is 6. Okay, so output will be 6. So maximum element will be displayed. So similarly, what is min function? Minimum, it gives a minimum value, lowest value in a item in a tuple. So if you give min of a, what is the minimum value? Yes, it is 1. Okay, so the output is 1 here. So as we can see, 1 is the smallest item in this Python tuple. So now sum function, the function returns the arithmetic sum of all the items in the tuple. If you give sum of a, so it counts all the values and return the total value of the tuple elements. So 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 4 plus 6, so totally 21. So the total of sum value will be displayed here. Okay, this is the use of sum function. Then sorted function, if you use this sorted function, then it gives a any ascending order. It gives the values in a ascending order, arranged manner. The function returns a sorted version of the tuple which is in ascending order, and it doesn't modify the original tuple in Python. Okay, it doesn't modify the original. It keeps the original, but it will display the tuple in a cache memory like that. Okay, sorted of, if you give sorted of a, see here, a is in unarranged manner. A is equal to 3 1 2 5 4 6. So now after giving sorted of a, it gives 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so now tuple function. So what is the use of this tuple function? Is to convert a list to tuple and convert a string to a tuple. How it works, let me discuss. This function converts another construct into a Python tuple. Let's look at some of those examples. So consider list 1, which is equal to 1 2 3. As you know already, you can create a list by using square brackets. So 1 2 3. Now I am using the function tuple of, I am passing the parameter as a variable list 1, which is a list. Now I am getting the value 1 2 3 in a parenthesis, enclosed with parenthesis. So now it is, what is the meaning for parenthesis? Yes, if you getting the output as in a parenthesis, it is called as tuples. Okay, let me have another example. String 1, which is equal to string with the double quotes, it is a value. I am applying this string 1 to the corresponding tuple function of string 1, which gives a tuple. Each and every letter will be converted to a single element, and it is enclosed with a parenthesis. So it is converted to corresponding tuple S, T, R, I, N and G. Okay, so this is use of the Python tuple functions as we did, and some more methods are there. Let me learn. A method is so that is method, no need to discuss about it. So inbuilt method, a dot, if you giving index method, a dot index, this method takes one argument and returns the index of a appearance of an item in a tuple. Okay, so let me take an example. A equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 2 comma 4 comma 5 comma 2, which is a tuple. Now I am giving a dot index of 2, so it takes the first element. Okay, 2 is in example. In this example we having 3 2s are there. Second element, first element, second, third element, sixth element, 3 2s are there. It takes the first matching element, which is presented in a index value 1. Okay, so it displays 1, first matching item. Okay, next function is count. So count function is used to find out the number of occurrences of a particular element. Okay, so this method takes one argument and returns the number of items an item appears in a tuple. So given, let me consider here an example. A dot count of number 2 I am passing here. So what are the occurrences of number 2 in A, that will display here. So 2, there is 3 times 2 are there, so it counts the value, it brings the value 3 here. So 3 times 2 occurrences are in a tuple A.